The FBI picked up a former Canadian reservist and suspected neo-Nazi months after his disappearance sparked a massive manhunt. Patrick Matthews from Manitoba was taken into custody in Delaware. He made headlines last summer when he was accused of being a key recruiter for a right-wing extremist group called The Base. Let's go to Ryan Thorpe, reporter with the Winnipeg Free Press, who originally reported on Matthews last summer. He joins us now. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
What are the details of the arrest here?
Well, through the court documents that have been revealed so far, we've really filled in the gaps in terms of what Matthews, where he's been and what he's been up to since he disappeared from his Beausejour home this past August after we at the Free Press exposed him as a neo-Nazi recruiter for a violent paramilitary group called The Base.
What kind of charges is he looking at? What has he been doing in that time?
Well, he's been traveling around the U.S. The affidavit from an FBI agent that was used to secure the arrest warrants indicates they've been to multiple states. At one point, he and another suspected member of the base were holed up in an apartment in Delaware. While they were there, they're accused of purchasing firearm parts and successfully building a fully functioning assault rifle. They're accused of stockpiling more than 1,600 rounds of ammunition, of getting their hands on body armor. And investigators seem to believe that they had been discussing traveling to Virginia for this upcoming Monday, where there are expected to be thousands of people rallying at the state capitol to oppose proposed gun control measures that the state legislature wants to pass.
Ryan, remind us how he got onto your radar.
Yeah, it started for us here in Winnipeg after recruitment posters for this neo-Nazi paramilitary group started popping up around the city. At that point, I had a conversation with a couple editors and ultimately decided that I would approach this organization posing as a white nationalist interested in joining up with them. I eventually went through this multi-tiered vetting process and met their local recruiter in person before I was invited to join the organization, which I did, and then subsequently was able to identify their local recruiter as Patrick Matthews, who was then a combat engineer and master corporal in the Canadian Army Reserves.
Did the military then cut ties with him?
After our reporting identified Matthews, the military said that he had previously come on their radar and that they had been conducting an investigation into his alleged extremist activity. They subsequently did relieve him of his military duties, but that process takes a while, and it didn't happen until after Matthews was already missing.
From what you've seen from the court documents today, any indication that he will be sent back to Canada?
I really couldn't say. I'm certainly not an expert on how the U.S. justice system plays itself out, but he's facing two separate charges in Maryland court. He was arraigned today, or was scheduled to be arraigned today. Both charges relate to the possession of firearm. And if convicted on both counts, he could face a maximum sentence of up to 20 years in U.S. federal prison.
Got it. Winnipeg Free Press reporter Ryan Thorpe, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate the update.
Thank you.